Hello guys and welcome to another video. Today we have here a Alfa 159 with the airbag light on, and today we are going to do a diagnosis and try to solve the problem, okay? Also we have here this LCD screen which is doing this flickering over here. For that you have to remove the cluster, the instrument cluster, and have it to be repaired. For that I already have a video how to remove it and how to put it back together again. And again, the repair I do here in Portugal with 2000 linas. They work worldwide. If you want to contact them, information is down on the description, okay? So now for this light over here, we have to perform a diagnosis. I'm using here my new Autel machine. This is for the curious of you, the MS 909, which is one of the best ones. And we have here on the airbag the B001, the internal fault codes on the control unit. So for that we need a new or used control unit, okay? For this issue over here that we have today, you can have a flickering odometer, or after replacing the control unit, you can now have, or later have, the flickering of the odometer. For that today we are doing also a proxy alignment, even if you do not have the flickering, because I want to show you how that's done, and it is done with a diagnosis tool, okay? So every time you are dealing with electrical systems, you have to disconnect the battery, okay? On the case of the systems to the airbag, after disconnecting you have to wait about 10 to 15 minutes or more, or at least 15 minutes until you do anything on the system, because you have condensers and you have another electrical components on the control unit, and it still can deploy airbags if you are not careful, okay? So wait at least 15 minutes before disconnecting the battery, and then do the work at hand. Now, like in most cars, the control unit is situated in the center of gravity of the car. So in the center of the car and in the center of gravity in relationship to the rear and front of the car. So not really quite, but okay. So in this case, the control unit, someone has been here before me. It is located over there. You can see the location precisely on the 147 that I did the dashboard. You can see that very clearly. So this is the same assembly, just have to follow that. I'm telling you this because this is very dark and I hope I can show you everything, possibly not. So here on the 159 you have to remove here this panel. Already showed you how to remove that when we took out here and replace these door checks, but it is truly easy to do. It's just take out here these two plastic nuts, 17mm head if you need, okay? And another one over there, and pull this down, okay? So all of this carpet over here, just one piece, and we have to try to fold it or something to try to reach the control unit to replace it, okay? So folding this over here, we have here several wires for the aftermarket head unit, including here the microphone. Why is that? I don't know. And over there, this conduit of air, we have to take it to a side. We have here a bolt, I can see, and after that we have the control unit. All right. Taking out here the connectors. You can use the WD-40 on the connectors. I will use it actually. Okay. So actually on this car there are two possible control units. This part number over here and another one that possibly can be that one. I do not know, and I do not care because I did identify this control unit from the VIN number on EPR. Like I told you on the videos for that, it is down in the description, a way to do that and to see that, okay? So possibly I have to reach on the other side to take out here, so it uses 3 nuts, 10mm nuts, and possibly I have to reach on the other side to take out everything, but let's see. You can also try to connect the control unit outside of the position. It is not recommended because it has accelerometers, and if you hit it, it can deploy something, okay? The first thing to do and the last thing to do is to disconnect and connect the connectors. So I can reach the other nuts without going to the other side. There's a lot of space. Even with my big hand, it has a lot of space. It uses lock nuts, so they will fight you to the end. Yeah. The other one. Of course, this will depend on the level of tool that you have. If your tool does not fit, you have to reach from the other side. So I'm switching here from this ratchet to this one. You can see it is a little less height and the ratchet itself is thinner. This ratchet is very good but very fragile too. This one I can do a lot more force. About the repair of control units, well, how can you guarantee that it is successful? Because if it does not deploy, now what? I prefer to use a used one that I know it's good, or a new one that to send it to be repaired. Really do not like that. Here we go. It is the same part number actually. Over there, over there. Oh, all in the same frame. Yeah, yeah. Come on, focus. And now that I see it better, it's been clearly messed with. All broken and teared apart. This is not good. This is not expensive. I used one of these, about 75 euros. Really does not worth anything unless replacement. So it goes into place. I have to still use the WD-40. Put the nuts in. WD-40 is very important here because these are not isolated pins. Inside of a car normally they are not ever, and in this way you can have problems with corrosion. If your car has a leak, for example, or if you live somewhere very prone to humidity, for example. Just starting here the nuts. You already saw me do this trick several times on the channel, mainly on the older cars, 164s and whatnot. It is truly a lifesaver. It truly is a lifesaver. And prevents many issues. So don't forget to do the exercise. Well, I said last thing to do is to put the connectors, but if you do not have the battery on, you can still do this without having the nuts in place. So do here the exercise on the connectors, like I told you so many times on the video, on the channel, in other videos too. Very nice, very nice. So the nuts now, this is the boring part, right? Now, while I do the boring part, let me tell you something. So, while I'm doing here the boring part of putting in the nuts, we have an adaptation to do afterwards with the Diagnose machine. Always with the Diagnose tool. So, this is a used part, and probably nothing will be needed except maybe an odometer flashing, and for that a proxy alignment. So the body computer talks to all control units of the car, and the body wants to know their identification and whatnot, okay? So the body will know that this component is used and is not from this car yet, and we have to make them talk and make them agree by doing a proxy alignment. If the control unit was new, the procedure is around the same. You just have to tell the body computer, beware that you now have a new control unit. Make sure you two are in good terms, okay? So you order a proxy and they will start to talk as they should. In other makes and models, you have to do an adaptation, always with the Diagnose machine. Normally on French cars, for example, you have to do that. You have to do some coding and whatnot. It's really a little bit, it's a mess really on French cars. In other brands like Japanese cars, you have to do absolutely nothing. Just have to put in a new control unit. That is because Japanese cars rarely use CAN network. So they do not need almost anything to talk to other control units. But they tolerate almost nothing. So if they have a bad control unit like this one, for example, it is really a lot more difficult to diagnose. Having no CAN network is not good. So I leave this with wires hanging, and the microphone also, because the customer probably does not know that it has a microphone to use. Well, I deal with this later. Let's do the diagnosis, okay? Now wait another 5 to 10 or 15 minutes. The key is not supposed to be inside of the car. It can lock, okay? So make sure the key is outside of the car. Now what happens is sometimes, most of the times, as you turn the ignition on, the system does a full check and it can erase the codes itself. We do not know exactly what codes are inside of this control unit, because this control unit came from another car, and again, we do not know if the other car has any issues with airbags. So we can have some codes on there that are not really true, because this is another body, okay? So let's check it out. So we'll do another scan. Let's just wait for the connection of the diagnosis tool. We have to see here just one fault code, okay? By the way, while he's doing that, I always like to do a full scan, okay? While he's doing that, let me show you here the interface. This is the only interface needed. This will do for all makes and models worldwide, no matter the year, okay? Okay, so we have a fault code for low tension of the battery. This code should go away if I just do enough cycles. Well, actually already did go away, okay? So I just need to erase it and everything is good. This fault over here is because of the radio. Okay. Okay, everything is good. I did not erase it yet. Just wanted to make sure everything is nice. You should drive the car afterwards to see if everything is okay. And the odometer is not blinking, but imagine that it is. So erase the codes. Okay. Now I have to go back. Control unit. Normally the proxy is done inside of the body computer. So the control module over here of the body. But on this case is just the option here outside. So ignition on. Okay, correctly. The proxy alignment is done correctly. Put your key in stop position. And OK while it is in stop position. OK. So in this case, if you have a blinking odometer, now you do not. I did this procedure on that Fiat Cubo over there. It was really nice. It was because of the airbag control module, actually. And I did not show it because it's so fast, so easy that I just keep forgetting to show you guys. So my diagnosis tool is done. So next thing to do is to do some miles, to do some road testing to see if everything is okay. If everything is okay as it's supposed to be, I just will deliver the car. In the meantime, if you want to take care of this, you just take out here the cluster, send it to an specialist of control units and clusters and whatnot, and it will be repaired for sure. And in this way we can call it a day. So clock and hour, and I think we are done. Okay, see you next time, guys. Bye.